Thank you for joining me. My name is Tina Kavergich, and I am Northern Stamper. So if you have any questions, drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. What we're going to do today is continue on with a couple of masculine type cards. And this time what we're going to be using is my Stamparatus, which is a positioning tool. And I'm going to be using the Biggest Wishes along with some designer series paper. That is really cool. And we're going to be picking up some of the ink colors from here and place them on the card. So let's get started. First of all, what we're going to do is we are going to position our stamp on here. So you want the side that has the indentations going down. So there we go. The flat part is up. I'm just going to place it on there. The great thing about this is a swing arm. You can kind of pick it up and just pick it up like that. Isn't that fantastic? That's great. And I'm just going to pop this under here as a little support area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of different ink colors. So the first one I'm going to try is Cinnamon Cider because it is in with the designer series paper. So I'm going to ink it up carefully and close up the hinge. Now you'll notice I have two magnets in there. Keep those magnets apart, and otherwise they're going to have a hard part. The great thing about this is, as you see, the ink didn't quite come through, so I can close it back up again and do it again. So I got the first one, and what I'm going to need to do is make sure that I clean in between each color change. So I'm just going to use my chamois and clean up carefully in between. I'll dry that a little bit. Okay, I just have a little corner that's wet, and I'm going to dry it. The next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hinge out, lift it out, and move it down one spot. And then I'm going to choose a different color, Mary Merlot, and we will, again, ink it up. Make sure I get it all the way through. Okay. Again, pop it on here. I can see just there's a little bit of ink missing, so I'm going to add that on. Make sure it's well inked. Close it up and lift it up. Oh, see there's a little spot. I can close it up again. Press down, and there we go. Again, I'm going to clean it up with a little corner that I have that is moist. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it down a little bit more on the hinge. One more. Ink it up. Make sure it's all the way around and close it again. Okay. So now I have three happy. And then what I'm going to do is add one more word. I'm going to take this one off. And I'm going to add the word birthday on here. So I'm going to clean this off. Sure it's well cleaned. Okay, take that off. And I'm going to place on the little part that says birthday. Okay, place that under there. And take it and place it on there. That's a little script one. I can see the word. It's flat. It's going to fit on here. Okay, here we go. Move it up a little bit. Close it up. And I'm going to take a nice dark color such as Night of Navy. And I'm going to ink that up again. And close it. Lift it. Oh, that turned out really good. So if, like I showed you, if some of the colors didn't turn off, I would just close it again. Take my corner, clean off the stamp. The Stamparatus is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put that back up here. Take this off. Make sure it's nice and clean. And put it back in the case. And let's move on to the designer series paper. Now, when you take these off, you do not want the little magnets to go even close to each other because they will snap and they could crack. So don't put them close. I'm going to take these apart and put it away. Okay. Now, the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Designer Series paper here, and I'm going to measure to see how wide it's going to be. So it needs to be just under like 1¼ So, because I want to save some of this paper, I'm going to cut it in half, because you'll notice that it is so pretty, and I don't want to waste it all. So I'm going to go to 1¼ What was it, 1¼ or 1½? See, I always like to double check my measurements. So it was 1¼ Right. Okay. And that strip is going to go on here. Now I want a little bit behind it. Okay, we can add a little bit of blue behind it, a very small little smidgen. Okay, and so that was 1¼ So I'm going to go 1½. All right. Oh, that's a little long, and it's time to change my blade because it's getting a little fuzzy. Okay, a little long. Okay, I'm just going to double check that. And I'm going to get a card base. Now, if I wanted to, I could place it on a different color card base. Let's see what we can do. Okay. All right, let's see what color we are going to place it on. So there is the Mary Merlot. That actually looks really nice, the red. Okay. This is a little longer, but that's okay. Kind of spans a little beyond. That's really nice. Let's try Cinnamon Cider and compare it. Oh, that looks really good too. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of twine, and I have a feeling I'm going to go with the Mary Merlot. I like the red, how it really kind of makes it pop, well, don't you think? So there we go, move that over. Now, I made this a little bit longer on purpose to kind of span a little bit beyond it, and it's going to kind of cover on the left side. Okay, I can leave this piece this way, or I can have it go to the top and the bottom. And then once again, we'll put a little bow on this side, and there we go. So, is this the same size? You know what? Let's take a look and see which one looks better. Okay, so that was 1¼ Again, 1¼ Let's cut that off. Oop. Don't want you to slide around. And there we go. It's a little bit longer. Let's try the longer one. It doesn't matter which one you go with. This one kind of goes a little all the way. I can cut a little bit off the top, or it can be flush. So that looks really interesting too. I like that too. Okay, let's get this all glued down. Okay, I'm going to use my adhesive. I don't need that much. This is Seal Plus, so just don't need so much. And I'm going to leave it going all the way to the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put down the sentiment, place it off to the side there on the right, and don't forget about the twine. So I'm going to double up on my twine. Let's cut a piece off, and let's double up. Let's see, 2, maybe 3. Let's see how we can go. Let's see what it's going to look like. Now, we could always make a bow. Well, let's try with 2 and make a bow. Okay. The twine, I think, always makes it look really rustic. What do you think? So there's kind of a double bow. I'll make it much smaller. Pull on the tails to bring those in a little bit. And let's see if we want that around there. Okay. Looks like a 4-leaf clover to me. Okay, here we go. That's actually quite cute. Let's put a little adhesive dot underneath so it won't be sliding around. Let's add a little adhesive dot to that. Okay. To the twine, we'll add that. Let's place it right about there. Okay, there we go. Gonna tie this around the back. Look, it's got enough to go all around twice. Okay, gonna tape that down. And this way. Tape that down, and then I'll just snip off the excess. And where are our dimensionals? Let's pop that puppy up. Okay, put a couple on the top, and we'll have a nice masculine card for some birthday. You don't have to worry about the frou-frou little flowers. Here we go. Pop that on the side, span it across just so it's above, and there we go. That is a fantastic, very simple, using a little bit of designer series paper, different color inks. You can always jazz it up a little bit more by adding some embellishments. What do you think? Pretty simple.